Hi, ladies, and welcome to Wake Up Wednesday. Today is such a special episode of our Q&A Business Week. I'm here with Carol, who's from Brasilia, Brazil. And Carol and I met online, virtually, through an event that I lead every year called the Mentor Masterclass Holiday Challenge. And it's 24 days of soulful rituals and practices to help you become a life coach. And it's for women around the world to get through the holidays with discovering what it really takes to integrate a pace of self-care and ease and sisterhood, and also to answer this question, do you have what it takes to become a coach? Is that the right path for you? And I'm mentioning this because it's a completely virtual event, but through this event, Carol and I have formed a really beautiful relationship, and I always feel her support online, and now I see and support her. Even though we haven't gone on to work together in programs, we've really curated sisterhood, I think, which just gives me chills too. We were talking before, it's so beautiful that we can have these relationships now. And so it kind of ties into a little bit of Carol's question today, I believe. And so I'm going to pass it off to you, Mama, to ask your question. And I'm so grateful that you're here today.
Thank you, Jay. I'm opening my heart and also Brazil for you because here we have a huge country and a lot of sympathy and a lot of gratitude from your work. Since I did the challenge in this past holiday, I felt really a big connection. And the greatest thing is that Jay has a really warming heart and a big heart to support me. So it really chills now and also like that smile from ear to ear because you know how to touch our heart.
Mm.
And yeah, this is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we have a gift, but we don't know how to support.
Mm-hmm.
And how can we women support each other? Sometimes we have a leader as you are, but sometimes not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is real a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in South America, maybe in other countries,
Mm-hmm.
we can get connected.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my question.
Mm-hmm.
How can you help us to support each other in our business, in our self-care daily,
Mm-hmm.
in our daily practice
Mm-hmm.
as human beings, not only as
Mm-hmm.
moms?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this touches my soul, and I want to listen to your wise words. And I know that you sometimes you just speak with your eyes, with your smile. So this is what I'm feeling now.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you to this opportunity.
Oh, Carol, you are such a beautiful woman. It makes me so emotional. I love you so much. I love this question in so many regards. I think it's important in business, but actually, as you're speaking from your heart, what's touching in my emotion is just what's happening in our worlds today and the way that we can dehumanize each other or not ask, how can we, no matter what's going on in our life, learn to support each other no matter our differences, no matter the space between countries, no matter politics, no matter gender, no matter race. How can we learn to communicate and support each other? And so I'm going to reflect on that even deeper because I stayed on the surface of it when I was writing notes for this, but I also want to see what else wants to come through around that or if these themes relate. So, when I was thinking about this, what I'm pulling my response from is years of just personal devotion to sisterhood and really trying to walk my talk in this area, which has been a soul theme for me in my life, to ask, what does it take to open up to receive support? Because what I've noticed along the way is that it's not so much the challenge that we have is not so much our question of how to support others. As women, I think we have natural instincts, and we even often prioritize taking care of others more than we take care of ourselves. And I think the real challenge is actually has more to do with our willingness to receive support And that is where we have some blocks or some wounding in sisterhood or as women, that like the belief that is it still strong and a successful action to open up to receive support, to admit that you even need it, right? And a lot of us wear it like a badge of honor, this idea that I don't need to support, I can figure it out, and I'm the one that supports everybody else. So when I think of it first from my personal relationship to what can we do to learn to support each other, the first thing we have to do is heal our wounds around receptivity and say, I value and think it's important and recognize that the path to success is actually to allow myself to receive support. And so before we go to other women and say, what can I do for you? How can I support you? We have to be willing to first say, I'm willing to receive support from you too. Because if we take ourselves to that space, then the other woman will also mirror and feel comfortable receiving. So before we can give anything or even get into the techniques of how to support each other, we first have to be willing to receive support. And that goes even for people in positions of leadership roles and coaches. And when I show up to this call with you and I listen to your beautiful compliments and your words, I have to soften my heart to not stay hard or in a position of, I'm going to give Carol advice and solve this problem. I first have to open my heart to say, I'm willing to receive your genius. I'm willing to see you and receive your support. And it's then you doing that to me, also saying I'm willing to receive, allows me then to step into this position of, okay, now I have something to give. And then me doing that allows you to see what you have to give. So that's the exchange that has to happen first between women, is a willingness to hear each other in our zones of genius, to see it, and then to be receptive to the other person. And so then kind of moving that into what I've learned having run a program with women. I've been running Mentor Masterclass and the Holiday Challenge now for about 6 years. So I've actually been testing different principles and actions and ways of witnessing other women and myself to see what really works, what actually can we integrate that begins a fast, rapid moving feeling of support that circles the women. And so what I've learned from Mentor Masterclass, leading the actual Mentor Masterclass program, is that masterminding in a way where each woman has a hot seat is a very powerful way to support each other. And this can be done virtually or in person, but gathering a group of women together to sit in circle and then have the woman be able to share what her challenges are and speak them out loud for a devoted period of time where other women are listening. And this can be just one-on-one. This can just be you and another woman together taking turns, or this can be a few women or a group of women in a circle. And the way that you would hold space for this is to give an average of 10 to 30 minutes for all the women to be silent, not interrupt, and listen, and say, share what is on your mind, what is your challenge right now. And the specific key to this running successfully is to ask the woman, before any woman gives any advice or support, how do you desire support? What kind of support do you desire? What have you already tried that has worked? Where are you really stuck? And then just listening, because a lot of the times women we want to give the advice based off our personal experience or what we think the woman needs. And that's what has other women shut down, because I don't necessarily need to know your story. Sometimes just being heard and women being silent is enough. And then making her answer the question, how do you desire support? And for her to say specifically what she wants. She could say, I just wanted to share out loud. I don't need any advice. She could say, I want to know if you've ever been through this before. She could say, I don't care if you've been through this or not. I just want to know. I don't care about your story. I want to know what resources and facts you have for me. And giving her permission to ask for what she really wants will make her feel more excited and open to receiving support, and you get actually what you came for, rather than feeling like I said all of that and then other women just didn't give me what I really wanted or needed. And then the second version of that is that if a woman is sharing in a hot seat and is opening up, that you, just because she's talking about things that are messy in her life or hard or challenging, that we as women hold each other in high esteem. That we see that even though she's having a challenge, even though she's emotional, even though she's feeling messy and doesn't have this figured out, she's still brilliant. She's still strong. She can figure this out. And if while a woman is speaking from that vulnerable place, if we're holding that vision for her, she's already going to feel so supported just by us holding her in that state. So those are two of the things I've learned from leading Mentor Masterclass, and how the women hold each other and how I hold them, that have worked really well. And then the other thing I learned from leading the Holiday Challenge event every year, which is just a virtual event with women around the world. And those are more, could be surface level relationships, but like you and I found that because of these things, we can grow really impactful, solid relationships with women and feel their love and support. And you were so great at this, Carol, naturally. So I'll share this more for other women. What I even noticed through you and through that experience is the first thing we can do is create ritual. Create a way to have consistency and ritual between a group of women. And so that's why the Holiday Challenge really works, because it's 24 days that we are all committed to together to go through this ritual practice. And that helps us move out of isolation and lone warrior and into knowing how to support each other. It gives us a space and a solid container from which to support each other. So any kind of ritual that we can create with other women that has consistency and vulnerability and honesty is really powerful, because what happens in the Holiday Challenge is women show up very vulnerably and honestly with their experience, and that opens the door for other women to say, oh my God, she's feeling what I'm feeling. She goes through this too. She understands me. I'm not messy and messed up by myself. We're all experiencing this. And when we are honest and vulnerable and tell the truth about our messiness or our feelings, then we don't feel alone. And then we open up to feeling and receiving support from those other women. So that's one thing that I've learned from the Holiday Challenge. And the other piece of it is encourage women to invest in themselves. Whether that is time, like in the Holiday Challenge, it's free. You don't have to invest money, but you do have to invest your time. And for it to work, you do have to commit to showing up every day. And when you do, that feeling of support in your life and your ability to support other people exponentially grows. And then secondary to that is encourage women to invest money and resources in their self-care and in their personal development. Because if you do that, especially if you're a business owner, investing in up-leveling yourself in your areas of self-care, if you're the CEO, is going to make your business make more money. So the more time and the more money you put into yourself and your personal development, the more support you're going to feel, and your ability to be supported is going to expand. And the final thing that I didn't mention from the third resource, which is my own personal experience in healing support, was what I mentioned earlier, working on my receptivity and my willingness to receive support and my heart openness to receiving support from other women. And the two other things I would say that have been most impactful in my business is getting in person, meeting people in person and being with women together in person. And then second to that is promoting each other, being willing to say and be a voice for the work that the other woman is doing. You know, to say, my friend does this amazing work, and from your own heart, promote her, talk about what she does, share it, because that's where we get most nervous. When we've created a product or a service or a program, women who are spiritual and authentic have a hard time selling themselves. And so in business, when we can be a voice for our sisters' work in the world and say, this is this woman, her work is amazing, even if she does something similar to you, and promote her, that helps, and that she will want to do that same thing back for you. She will want to pay it forward and promote you too. And then you have this powerful relationship where you become a voice for each other's work in the world, and you help her to market. And that's the most beautiful way to market, is through sisterhood and authenticity. So I would say those are the three kind of main, I gave you two from each. The two things I learned from Mentor Masterclass: masterminding in hot seats, holding women in a vision of strength and brilliance even when they're messy. From the Holiday Challenge, learning ritual, coming together to be supported, investing time and money in yourself. And from my personal experience, healing your issues of receptivity, getting there in person, and promoting your sister's work. Those are some of the solid themes that I think will have us rock as women, being able to support each other. And I think if we take those same themes and we recognize that no matter your race, no matter your gender, no matter where you are in the country, if we hold those themes and support each other as women to women, no matter the structures or differences in belief, then we can actually solve some of our even bigger world problems, where we can come together to support these deeper issues that up to this point with masculine structures we have not been able to solve and find a way. And I think this is the healing we're integrating as we look at supporting each other as women.
Beautiful, Zay, beautiful. Well, as you are my mother, so I took notes.
Awesome.
And this is why I love to be part of the Holiday Challenge. I love to have this rhythm, to have this routine, to be on discipline. So I think that I also can read some points.
Yeah, I would love to know what was most valuable for you. What are you taking from this?
Yes, I love when you say support, because support reminds me connection and reminds me respect. So although we are in different countries, different cultures, we have very similar challenges. So this is how we support, when we listen, and when we are open to receive. I don't know if it's possible to receive.
Oh, yes. Support, receive. Yeah, I see the little graph you made. It's beautiful.
Yes. And when you said, at the least that I need, this is wonderful. Sometimes we can just see what the other needs. Like, my husband needs something, my son or my daughter needs something. Come on, I need to help them. Like, and this is just beautiful. And the other that for me, like, very attaching to this healing thing, it's to heal wounds of our receptivity.
Receptivity. Perfect. You said it perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. And to receive life, to honor our ancestors. We made a lot of mistakes, but we are alive here because of them. And we are women in our business as coaches, as you are a coach, as well. I'm a teacher also, and all the things, because they gave us life. So let's open to the good things. And also, when you say that you are always showing us support, and with this heart, with no judgment. This is really beautiful. And I just took a really little note about you, that you are always translating our needs with a high level. When you write something, you blog, or when you make videos, it's our needs. So this openness to be in touch with you, to feel those needs, and also when we have our needs feelings, we can go to those keys that you said, to share, without like it's not what I want, what the others want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is really
Beautiful.
good. Thank you very much. And really, in that, it's the last point that you said with open heart
Mm-hmm.
and in person.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. And
Mm-hmm.
hope to have you in Brazil to meet you in person.
We're gonna figure it out. I'm committed to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and our keys also this heart that can stand and
Mm-hmm.
touch each other. This is beautiful. We
Mm-hmm.
have no limits on energy, so
I feel that from you. I feel there is no limits to the love and power of your energy, Carol. You are such a beautiful soul. I'm so thankful to be connected to you. I know that the women watching this are going to feel the energy of this. And sisters, as you're watching, Carol and I would love to see and hear from you in the comments or in the Facebook group. We have our Wake Up Wednesday Facebook group. Do a video or a live or share what's coming up for you as a result of this, or comment below the video. And also, this year's holiday challenge is coming up, so make sure that you sign up for it this year. Let's go through this ritual together. If you're looking for an action step, ladies watching, I know Carol will probably be there again this year. We can do it. We can do it together, and it will be a very beautiful experience. And I look forward to connecting deeper with you again, Carol, and ladies, you watching. Hopefully we can even form deeper friendships and support of each other through the challenge this year. So Carol, thank you so much for bringing this question. Ladies, thank you for being here each week, and we'll see you all again on Wake Up Wednesday next week. Bye.